Hello and welcome back, or welcome to Season 2 of Hardcore Minecraft with me, Doom Mountain, and our beloved pet dog, Mr. Burrito over here, who keeps wanting to stiff my butt even though I told him not to. I hope everybody is doing well and looking forward to another episode here from our hardcore world. This one is not going to be another movie length like our last episode, which was a really big world tour, and honestly, yeah, exactly, Burrito. It was a great trip down memory lane. I was able to get so much more inspiration and just a drive to be back in this world and be, trying to progress it on and be able to get more areas built up so that, when the inevitable day comes and we die in this world, we're able to tell a really good story and be able to make something of this world. Exactly, Burrito. It's not going to happen anytime soon, but we want to be prepared. So, for today, we're here in the tree nursery, which we went over, and as we were saying, all the trees here are pretty much in place. Burrito, okay, I was about to get to that. Except for the pale oak, okay, because yes, they've gone ahead now and added in another tree type, and, well, I didn't leave room for expansion here, so I think we'll address where the new trees going forward in this world will be put at a later date. Yeah, Burrito, you going to allow me to get away with that? Because I'm not going to put it here. We're not getting them here. I'm sorry. But today, well, as you can see, we've got some things that need to be done in this area. We've got, for example, the actual storage house and the whole house of the tree nursery. Yes, I know, Bluey, you're not going to be happy until that's done. But that's not what I'm doing today. Today, I want to actually finish off making this peninsula an island. So I want to go through now and we're going to work out all of this spacing here and be able to clear it all the way through, so that way we really have separated ourselves from the mainland. And then I want to be building up in this episode our little bridge. It's going to go from here over into our jungle, which then we'll be able to start adapting all the things over on that side that can sort of connect into here. And again, it's all, yes, Burrito, it's all storytelling. But today I want to be able to, break off from the mainland and put a bridge in place. And now for our bridge, I'm actually thinking that why don't we just go off with like one of these big jungle trees has fallen down and we've hollowed it out, and so now we're using that as our bridge. So I think that might be the best way to approach this. Alright, so that's the plan for today. We're going to make our peninsula an island, and we're going to get our bridge to be able to connect us from the tree nursery back to the mainland over there behind us. And this will be actually the first sort of real connecting to that land. We don't have anything like that from the Cherrywood Isles, so I think this is going to be quite a nice little addition. However though, instead of me rambling on like I have done in the past when recording things, and yes, Burrito, I'm trying to be able to improve on that, I've started doing something a little bit different with my Let's Play recordings, which is where I'm just doing a bit more of a quick montagey thing of cutting in the snippets of me just getting in that part. So let's do that for the separation of the peninsula and the mainland. So instead of me rambling on, let's get that done now. Alright, so now with that little building or removing montage sort of thing that we had in place there, you can now see that we have managed to separate this peninsula, which, you know, meant that it was almost an island, but it just had this little bit of landmass that was connecting it, into now a fully blown island. We have separated the tree nursery from this mainland over here, which is the jungle area that leads into our mesa biome behind there. And, well, it's not that pretty. I mean, if I go over here and have a look, you can see that, yes, the water is not consistently running at all, and it's only about, you know, two blocks deep. That doesn't, I mean, okay, yes, you can walk across it or just easily swim across it, not a problem, but, I mean, the amount of time it actually took me to cut all of this down here was quite impressive, and I actually think that that might be better off to be done in a live stream. So I think what I'll do is I'll come back through and, you know, fix up all of this river and give it a bit more detailing, go and remove the dirt and put back in some of the sand, because we've got so much of it left over from all of that. But I'll get all that sort of stuff done on a live stream, and that sort of way we can keep progressing on this episode. And the next part for this episode is, well, we want a bridge. We want to be able to be connected from over here and get ourselves all the way over there. Now, I was speaking about before of having like a giant jungle tree that has fallen down, and we've now hollowed that out and made ourselves our bridge out of it. And I think that that is going to be a really, really good idea, and well, that's why I've got these two different types of wool, because I want to use the yellow wool to mark out our path. So that's actually going to be, you know, how far is this bridge that we want. So for example, where's our center line? Burrito, perfect. You are standing in the middle. Yep, I'll put the torch up here. And let's just now run this line all the way over to there and see exactly how long that is, and we can just have, you know, just the general pathing section of it. So let me get that done now. Okay, so our bridge here is going to be 21 blocks long, which means that the center point there is block number 11. And from here, what we want to do now is expand out this yellow wool to be able to fill out the full stretch of the path. So I can then easily go around and work out the circumference. Yeah, fancy word for a mountain. The circumference of our log. Now, beautiful thing about this is, logs, yes, and trees aren't perfectly symmetrical, perfectly circular, so we will be able to get away with having this being a little bit lopsided in sections. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to fill out all of this yellow wool to make our pathing, and then we'll come back and work out the placement of our log, because we probably don't want exactly the center line to be the path, because, you know, we want extra height so we can be able to go through it on horseback or walking through whatever, but we don't want it to be too low down. So let me get this in place here now, and then we can actually work out where the wool, where to make our wool ring to represent the log. So now we have our path in place. You can see that this is going to be the sort of hollowed out section of our log that we'll be walking through, and I think that this is really nice. A width of it, but now we need also the height so we can make sure that we get clearance. And I think, you know, we need, as comfortable for us as 2, but we like 3, and if I'm coming through on a horse, I probably want 4. So let's mark that block there as our height for in the center, and now what we need to do is work out where do we want the center of our log. So yeah, we'll switch over to the white wool now, Burrito. I'm thinking, if we want the center of our log, how far down do we want? Can we go 2 from there? So that'll be 3. 1, 2, 3. So 3 is what equals it up to there. Then we go up another 4 from here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that puts it in line there. So at the moment we have a, what is that, 7, is that right? So that in itself is even, but as you can see, it's going to be hitting up way too much on our roof. I don't mind down here. Yeah, I'm thinking that if that's 7, we probably want our log to be 9, so an extra 2. Right, so now that that's 9, where's the center of that? Well, it should be at block 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that puts the center of our log pretty much in the center of our walkway, or at head height here. Alright, yes, Burrito, I'm going to sleep away this night, Yeah, I'm going, look, I've got Trot over here now. I brought him over. He's going to be able to help me get to my bed a lot quicker. Aren't you, Trot? Yeah, let's get to bed. And then we can fix out the shaping from in the morning. Yeah, Trot, I gotta admit, you've been really handy having back around here. Just keep you up here so in case I need you. So, picking up from where we left off last night, this block here is going to be our center. And we need to go 4 above and 4 below from it. So let's just remove all these extra ones here and get our center in line. Man, you would have thought I would have brought shears or something to help me get this wall down quicker. No, didn't think of that, did you? So this is our center of where our log is, and we need to go 4 blocks in each direction. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's correct. And we need to go 1, 2, 3. Okay, Brie, I know it doesn't look fancy right now, but this is going to give us our guideline to kind of make our circle. Now, am I good at making circles? No, I'm terrible. But we're going to try anyway. So, let's see. I'm thinking that we go 2 off from here. Just like that. 1 there. Okay, that's half our circle, or a quarter of our circle. How does that look? It does look a little bit too pointed on this edge. Can I? What if I brought? If I brought them both back 1, I don't think that's going to work out in my favor. So this might be just the way. Let's go with this for now and see how this will look as a full circle. We'll go 1 there, and there'll be 1 there, there'll be 1 there, and there'll be 1 there. Yeah, you're right, Burrito. Now that we have the full sort of circle in, I can see that coming to life there. So we'll be bringing it out. Each point will come along, like so. Just try and visualize that a little bit more rounded. Okay, yeah, I can see that that's going to really fill in our log. So I've got the right shape here. I got lucky because I mean it's not too big of a circle, but I mean it's also more of just trying to get that log shape. So we can kind of, I think, get away with this look here. So now what the next step is to go through with some of these jungle logs which I've got here, and let's put them into place. So let me get I'll get the other side of this done and we can try and see how that looks. So let me just get that done now. Alright, so now we have our cylinder made out of jungle logs. I'm not quite calling it our fallen tree yet because we could still kind of decorate it up a little bit and make it look a little bit more, natural and tree-like rather than just this natural looking cylinder that we've kind of produced. So I did leave the center line in them out of wool so that way we could still use it as a reference point. Mountain, your words are terrible. It's okay, just relax. So we did use that, we've left that there as a center reference so that way when we're doing any detailing and decorating, if something's on one side and we really like it, we can really easily match it on the other side or be able to keep the pattern going and have it, keep the symmetry. But other than just losing my words over there, let's take a little bit more of a look at it now. So as you can see, it's come off to this complete flat edge here. And for starters, I do not like that. So I'm wanting to come around here, cut in a little bit because, I'm almost certain that, when a tree falls down, it's not some smooth sort of fall in motion. There's a lot of branches that are probably broken through. There's all of these cuts and everything like that. So you see, now it's looking more like something that's sort of staggered itself, it's fallen through. Especially with this dirt here, like the tree being of this size surely would have imprinted and actually affected the ground. So it's not like the ground's just going to be like, no, we're here first, so you're not going to be moving through. I think with it just being the dirt, especially on the edge there, it's definitely going to smash its way in through there. So we're coming on through a little bit more of this sort of stuff and just sort of keep extending it out. I think that's going to really help just add a little bit more realism to our fallen log. Yeah, Burrito, what do you think? I think this isn't too bad. It definitely looks like it's jarring and sticking out, so it's not like the smooth edge that it should be. But maybe some of these we should come back with. I can make up a few here. So if we go in, break off, say this one, put the cap on there so it's got that edge, and then let's go with, say, maybe here, and then we can bring this out a few more. And yeah, oh no, wait, being at the end, it probably would have been broken off. It'd show the exposure there, but I think that works nicely on a few of these. We could probably include it here as well. So if I go one here, run that off, it's going to have to come a little bit further out than where the previous one was sitting, so that way we can keep it on place. And then how does it look from over here? Alright, I pillared myself up here with a little bit of dirt so we can get a better angle at it, but I like that. It does show that there's a bit more texture in there, so it's a bit more of a layer of the tree, so it's not just that one thickness. So maybe we should try, okay, I know that end there looks very plain, but right here now we could see that this point has a bit more of that depth about it. So I think we should include this in the actual center of the log, so it shows that we've actually carved our way through to make this an actual functioning bridge for ourselves. And that'll explain what we've got here with the jungle stairs and the planks, or the slabs. So let me climb back down here and then we can just check that out. So standing here inside our log bridge, it's very easy to see that, okay, it looks alright here, but it's not very it's not very detailed, it's very flat. And I mean, if you came across in nature a log or a fallen branch or anything like that that was kind of caved in with only this sort of thin of a layer, you would expect it to sort of break and crumble under its own pressure, let alone try and, hold anyone crossing through. I don't think that'd work. So we need to now go through and actually thicken it up a little bit. So my thinking is what we'll do is we'll place in, maybe one of these ones here, because you can see as it being all sides showing the bark ending, it's not going to show the end there, so we can go through here, plonk in some of this stuff, maybe then add in one more here, go through, break the torch, we can put that there and just move our torch up, and then why not even, just to show that some of it's really thicker up there, here. So now you can see that this texturing here, alright, this wall's got a little bit more indented into it. We can also include this up in our roof too, so we'll come along here, get this in, place that up. Maybe actually I'll bring this one back a little bit, just so it's in line with that. There we go. Now we can see like this tree's actually had some growth in there. Maybe some termites or something has also come in and carved out some of these channelings. But it's a little bit thicker here, and you can see that this isn't going to just collapse. It's going to actually support itself, especially with a big running water current going near it. It's not going to it's not going to collapse. So that's what I want to get done for the bit more of the detailing of the thickness texturing. Now back onto what I was saying before about the stairs and the half slabs. So if we've got the thickness here, we want to make sure that the walls are all, even and everything like that, so it's not going to fall in on itself. It's going to show that we've probably come through and used some hand tools and carved in a layer here to make sure that we can actually support ourselves as we cross over the bridge. So what I'm thinking for this is we can just come on through here. I'll break out, we'll go 2 on either side, 2 on either side. You do have shears, use them, you fool. Don't pick on me, Burrito. You didn't know what I had in my inventory. Okay, so we have this here. We can put 2 stairs in on that side, 2 stairs in on that side, and then with the half slabs, we've got like our center walking path. And now it looks as though that we've sort of carved in a bit of a trail to be able to walk through, and I think that's going to be a really nice sort of touch or a bit of detailing, just to show that we're really working with this log, and it's not something that we've just placed here to be able to fill a part. We're actually looking like it's being used and how this would have actually been functioned in the world. Burrito, are you being picked on by another parrot? Oh, okay. Oh, sorry, I guess they weren't being picked on. He was just having... Yeah, you're making friends. Okay, whatever. So I want to now run this concept all along down the middle here where all this yellow wool is. I'm colorblind, I could swear. Or get all this into place, go around now and thicken out all of the other edges like we've done here, all down the other sides. And that's what we need done for, the middle part of this log bridge. We might need to go through and maybe hang up some lecterns or that sort of stuff to get some lighting in here. But I think we might do that a bit towards the end of the episode when we do a bit more of the fine detailing. Okay, so as you can see here, we've got all this pointed edge and everything on this side here now to extend it out and make it look a little bit more real. We're going to need to do the same on the other side here. But as you can see, well, this is very much so the wildlands jungle, I haven't been working here. It's not well kept at all, and there's big holes in the ground, and I kind of need to do a little bit of landscaping here. So what I think I need to do now is clear out some of these trees, and it's going to rain on me while I do it. I need to flatten out this ground, and then I can, just repeat the extensions of the logs over here. So that way we can get in place this get the full log in place, so that way we can really have it all set. And then work out the final stage, which is probably come through and start making out a bit of a path here. But, a log doesn't just fall, there has to be a reason. So obviously there was a stump here, it's not like this thing was picked up by some giant and then thrown over to here. It was more likely to be struck by lightning, have a giant tree that was struck by lightning, and it's snapped off from its base. So there should be, somewhere around here, a giant stump. So I want to clear out all of this space here, get in all of this details done, and then we can return and, finish off the pathing behind us there and include the stump. And then that might wrap up this episode. I'm not too sure how long it's going to be, if it's going to be a short one or if it's going to be a quick one. But hey, I'm now just going to be working in this hardcore world with, I've got a project that I want to get done for this episode. Treat it kind of a bit like the Let's Play. If it's a long one, it's a long one. If it's a short one, it's a short one. But I want the project getting done in that episode, so I want to make sure that they're not too, ridiculous of a task. And I think we're actually heading on a right track for this one. So yeah, let me deal with this rain, finish out, thickening up the log. Is that the right word to use, Burrito? You're not going to be any help at all. But anyway, I'll get all that done and then we shall return. Alright, so the rain has now passed away and it is a clear, lovely day. I have been quite busy on the other side of the river here because, well, it wasn't just a straightforward cutting down some trees projects and, clearing out that space to be able to get it all sorted for us now. No, there was actually quite a bit of pockets, uneven grounding, as well as a lot of big just open chasms that just drop straight into the ground. So we're going to show off one of them. I did kind of cover up a lot of the other ones, but yeah, let's go through and have a little look now. So as you can see, I've gone through and included a lot more of this thickening up of the interior wall here. I am thinking that maybe having a little bit of just pop outs from words, man. Having a few little blocks pop out from here that might intrude just a little bit on the path. However, though, it might look cool just as a detailing thing. So I've left it like this at the moment, still with that center line and our center mark. How's it going, Bluey? What do you reckon? Is this log, is it up to bird code? It is. Oh my god, I think it's the best compliment Bluey's ever given us. Oh, thanks, mate. But so as you can see, we've gone through, kept it all going in there, try to have some sort of carving out, like, maybe bugs, termites or something might have been eating at this log as well as us that has carved through for our path. But all in all, I think this looks really nice. I did just use the simple pathing block because I'm not too I'm not too sure exactly what we want for this path out here, even what we want for this whole area over here. I mean, we've got that ruined or ancient jungle temple thingy, whatever they're called over there, so whether or not we include that into the build, I'm not too sure yet, but I thought I'd just mark it out so we can know that, hey, this is where the path is going to lead up to this section. And yes, I did go through and kind of stick out a little bit more the logs to make it look like it's more broken off, but now I think let's go over this part here. Alright, sorry about that cut, I just had a little bit of a sneeze. But anyway, let's now address this whole new little patch here that we've cleared out. And honestly, cutting down some trees and placing in some dirt blocks really makes an area just look open and ready for idea. Yeah, okay, I know, Burrito, we were talking about clearing out so we could see a canvas, and now, yes, it's given us a canvas. Burrito used to be so lot more just chiller for me. Yeah, I also used to not stumble my words as much. Anyway, let's have a look here. So as you can see, we've got this nice little flat spot and everything, but to be honest, that didn't used to be the case, and a lot of this stuff here is actually, you know, to thickness of the dirt blocks, because if a creeper was to accidentally come over here and blow up, I did not want to fall down any holes. Now, as you can see, there's a whole heap of ring of torches over here that's indicating a big hole. So as we can see, all down there, big sort of drop. There was a pocket of that about here, there was a pocket of that here, and there was another pocket over here. So I've gone through to make sure that it's quite safe for us to be roaming around on, and hopefully there won't be any incidents. I mean, yes, Burrito, I was about to say I'm very grateful we do have a Tome of Undying, but I don't want to use one. So just if you're going around in your, especially in your hardcore world, and doing some terraforming, just make sure that you're like at least 2 dirt thick, so in case anything happens, you don't fall straight down a hole. So let's now address where we're going to be putting our stump, because I do like the concept of, you know, this tree has fallen, it's been struck by lightning or something like that, and you know, it's crashed down, and now we've actually made use of it. So I'm thinking that the stump, okay, we've kept in line where the center of the tree is, so that's here, up 2 blocks from this. So it's in the hit line here with us. So if we keep running along here, I'm thinking that I wouldn't mind trying to have it. Yeah, Burrito, I'm thinking let's get some dirt on the hotbar here. Maybe there. Alright. So with our with our stump, we do know how to make it size-wise and everything like that, because it is just copying our cylinder from there. So from here, we know that we need to go, if we get our logs at the ready, we'll be going 4 out from this side. So 1, 2, 3, and then a 4 will be our log. And do the same on this side. 1, 2, 3. The 4 will be our log. 3 and 4 for our log. So now we should be able to follow the same pattern we did for there, which was 1 out, 1 in, 1 out, 1 in. And that will give us our, you know, the same circumference. So that way they should match up. So here is a very basic circle, kind of. But it is the same size as what we've got there. So now what we need to do is work out, okay, how many blocks away is this from there? So it's
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
That was lucky to get it a nice odd one, because that way I can get an easy center there. But we've got 13 there, so I'm thinking that at least anywhere between 9 and 13 is where this needs to come up. You with me on that, Burrito? Because we want this to kind of be shown that, yeah, it's got roughly the same height, and we can add in the jagged edges to kind of match up a little bit with this. And then we can maybe put in some roots. Yeah. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly sleep away this night. I will complete our cylinder. It won't quite be a stump. There we go. I'll complete our cylinder, because it won't be a stump yet, because we've got to come back and put the roots in and everything like that and actually start to shape it. So yeah, let me go and hop on my trusty steed Trot. If I don't... It's all part of the... Yes, it's part of the plan. What's your name, Burrito? To bed, I'm getting tired and delirious. Okay, I'm just bringing this back in because I took that up 13, and that definitely does not look like it should be like that. So I think this one should be the shorter end, and that one should be the longer end. So what if we go up, say... I did say 9, but I'm now thinking 7. So what's 1, 2... 5, 6, 7. Ah, Burrito, you caught me. Thank you. Yeah, okay. The 7 is looking much more likely, and then have a higher end at the higher other end. So that'll be, here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What does a 9 look like there? Okay, 13 was too tall because that doesn't look like. Okay, we'd have to move back the stump if we're going to keep it like that. We might even need to. I was just thinking that it might be still a bit close, but we're not going to have it at the 13 high there. It's going to go between 7 and 9. And the roots, yeah, we can sort of carve them out. It's going to be like a dying stump anyway. So it's like we've actually manually carved in and making use of things around the world. So yeah, okay, let's continue on this around, and I'll just keep going on through. And hopefully, no, Burrito, you're going to sit down here because I've been doing my ankle tests. I don't want you to, okay? No ankle tests for you. Alright, let's get this done now. So at the moment, it's not quite that pretty, and it doesn't exactly represent a stump. And I think what we need to actually do now is start implementing a little bit more of the stripped, like, variants of this. So that way you can see, like, things have been broken off. It's sort of cut itself up a little bit here. We can then include and run this up through here, and that might help, you know, show a little bit of the, yeah, some of the snapping off. So like the top lip maybe should be all, yeah, I think actually that's right. We should, what's the, strip. We should strip the bark of the top of the ring here. That will give it up a bit more of that lookingness of it's actually snapped off. I'm liking how that's coming up so far. So that kind of represents that edge being broken off from that edge. Now what I need to do is get a few more of these in place because we want to start adding in our roots as well. So like, say, because the trunk's not just going to be something that's flat, so it might come up here, say stock up around there a little bit, possibly even go with this, a little bit in there. Okay, nice. That's showing a little bit more of like a stump. And how we go about on this section here. Okay, so this is now making it look a lot more real. So now we've got some of the roots coming in. It's not quite pretty. I've got to just sort of go around. So I'm thinking the idea is less of a smooth edge here because, you know, tree trunks, you know, or, that's the words. The tree trunk is more of the cylinder shape as it goes up when it's grown through the tree. But the stump itself, actually the base of it, is where, you know, all the rooting system is coming up from the ground. It's all meshing in with it. So it's a lot more, it's more of a cone pointing up rather than a cylinder for the base to actually support the weight of the tree. So the fact that it kind of looks a little bit more, yeah, because it's growing up a little bit, I might include some fences and half slabs, I think, to be able to give off a little bit more, maybe like the stringier, smaller root systems in there. So I might include that around there and get it off onto the other side. We'll do the stripping of this on this edge here, and we'll repeat it also up on the other top bit. But I think we can also include a bit more of that stripping just along here too to give some texturing, because I mean, this log's obviously been sitting here for a while, so it's going to start eroding away. I mean, we don't really want it to, but, you know, that's the way that nature is. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do now is go off. I'm going to finish off getting this stump built up. I'll go through doing a little bit more texturing on this one here and remove the wool blocks. I was about to completely space on the word for that then. And then I think once that's done, there's one last thing that I would like to try and add into this bridge before we call it a day. So I hope you guys are enjoying this so far and can see the potential of our stump coming into place, and I shall return. So if we now take a look behind me here, you can see that we have something that looks a lot more like an actual stump. Something that, you know, has probably grown up here. It's not quite that nice perfect sort of cylinder like we had before. It's a bit more, you know, distorted and, you know, awkwardly shaped in some spaces, kind of like an actual, a tree would be. As we were saying before about, being the base here, it's a bit more of that cone shape as it sort of goes up to the point, which is the trunk, so we can support the actual whole base of the tree. So, yeah, I think this has come up alright. I've used some of these jungle fences as looking more of like the bark that's peeling off, because the actual log texture itself is a bit too dark in comparison to the planks and everything like that, so that was a bit harder to use them as half stepping up and that sort of stuff like I would with an oak sort of tree or anything like that. The oak planks work quite nicely with it. The jungle didn't quite work out as well, so we kind of just had the fences as the falling bark. Yes, thank you Wandering Trader for showing. And then I've used some of the stairs in different angles to show a little bit more of the snapping and a bit more of a jagged edge on each of the kind of broken off bits. And I included this as well on, well, if you're not going to take the lead, I'll take that, sir. Don't litter in my world. But I've also included the stairs at all different angles up here too on this log, so you can see that it really does look like it's been broken off and fallen into place. So, in terms of, having the fallen down log as our bridge and then getting up the stump there that sort of represents where that has fallen, we've actually achieved the project that I wanted. Now, it's not very glamorous, that's what I've noticed at the moment. It kind of looks very plain, and that was the last thing that I want to add. So this is the last step here. I want to go through and, well, okay, I've got one cobweb. I thought this would just be a nice little touch to sort of throw in, maybe up in let's go up in here or something like that. I just wanted to have that in there as just a nice little detailing thing, but that's kind of what our last step is now, is going through, adding in some of these extra texturing stuff. So we've got some of the roots, so we can have them as coming in, just looking like it's falling a little bit. And then I think this one here, the glow lichen, should give us a little... Burrito, get away from me. The glow lichen should give us some form of extra lighting, but it'll also just... it looks kind of cool in its, approach of moving around things. Go with that one there. There we go. So you can see here, it looks like maybe some of the tree is kind of decaying in some form. I'm not sure if that's the right way to go about it, but I honestly think that's the coolest way we could get with this. Alright, so going through and adding in this sort of little bit of just mossy lichen, it's really adding in a nice texture. We could also go in and maybe add in just a little bit of the vines here, because it shows that there's still some green, but it's mostly all kind of dying off. But I'd rather also include this on the outside of the log, so that way we can have it looking like, it's here sitting in a river, so obviously it's going to get very mossy, it's going to get quite contaminated. So let's go through and add in some vines, some mossy carpets, some of the glow lichen, and also some of the moss blocks, just to really show a bit more texturing on this. And then that's where we're going to wrap up this episode. So thinking you could just jump up here a little bit. I can go in and put some mossy carpets here. We can break out, say, these ones, replace them like so, throw in some more of that moss, get in some vines, put in the lichen as well, because I think that's a really nice just detailing touch here. And we'll just keep spreading that around. So let me just now continue on getting this part all textured up, and then I'll bring you in for the grand finale of this whole project. So guys, I hope you have been enjoying it, and I shall see you in just a moment. Alright, so I have now finished up doing my detailing touches over on the fallen log and our tree stump. I do believe that it has come up quite nicely at the moment, but I mean, I do think once I've been able to go through and actually do the river touches, so it all makes a bit more sense and it flows a bit evenly, and I can actually go up along and do the riverbeds, I think that'll help tie everything all in together nicely. But instead of just keep rambling on, let's actually go ahead and have a look at our logged bridge and our tree stump. So let's first off just go through and do the inside. So as you can see, we've got a bit more of the vines growing in, a bit more time will allow for these to extend, obviously. We've got the roots falling down and all the glow lichen in place. Bluey's chilling out here. We might need to come in and bring him one of those, yeah, I was thinking one of the nests like we've got for you at the the School of Magic. Yeah, we should probably get one of these in here because I think this might make itself a nice home for a couple of like birds or even bees, but it does look really sort of cozy in here. It's a nice little pathway we can walk in through, and then we come out here and we can see our stump. Now, I did try and include some of the mossy blocks and the glow like and that sort of stuff around here, just to add a little bit of texture and a little bit of detail to it. But again, it's just a nice stump that sort of is going to represent a stump. Great words, Mountain, great words. But if I spin around, we can have a look here at the outside angle of our log. And I mean, I think this looks nice. We can definitely see that, okay, the moisture has been soaked up throughout this log, and now it's getting very, mossy. There's sort of all this other sort of, microbacteria, ooh, big word again, starting to creep its way into the log and make it its home. So we've gone through on both sides and tried to not keep it very symmetrical because, nature doesn't really do things symmetrically often. I don't think. I could be wrong, but I've kind of gone with here as though it's all attacking it from different angles and it's been going through it. So these final touches to me really made this whole log start to come to life and really look like the part that we need it to be. Alright guys, so with all that said and done, we have managed to complete our project for today. We were able to connect the tree and nursery to the mainland through a bridge, and honestly, I think having this fallen tree is being it would have been so much better than just trying to do just a normal kind of bridge. It would have looked a little bit plain. It wouldn't have really helped tell any story, because I mean, we do have a very nice bridge over here that connects, this section into the mangrove area there. So a bridge isn't a bad spot, but I think having this now as like a fallen log just helps tell a lot more with the story. So guys, I really hope that you have enjoyed that. If you've managed to make it this far into the episode, thank you very, very much. But I do believe that it is time that we wrap this up because, well, I want to be able to keep getting hardcore episodes out and I don't want to get another big 6-month delay. So I'm just picking out projects, running them through until we get that done, and then, that's what I'm calling for an episode. So a huge thank you to everyone who has tuned in. I hope you guys really do like how this log has turned up. I'll give you a bit more of a better view of it from over here as we do our little bit of a final sign off. So thank you to everyone who has tuned in. I know I've said that a few times, but instead of rambling anymore, well, I guess I'll see you next time. Until then,